Everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another Soul Journey Instagram live series. This Friday, I'm very happy to announce that we have Sara D'Andrea with me. This is somebody I met a while back, a while ago, almost at the beginning of my kind of awakening journey. So excited to have her on. We haven't seen each other, talked to each other in a while. So this is kind of catch up for us. Hi. Hi, Sara. I'm going to invite you now, okay? Okay. Let me know if you see it, my invitation. Okay. And her handle here on Instagram. There she is.
Hi.
Hi, Sara.
How's it going?
How are you?
Oh, good.
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 I'm glad that was easy. See, that was easy.
It
I
was a
know.
lot
Everybody's
easier
like,
than I thought. I'm like, ooh.
yeah, everybody's like, oh my God, how do you do it? It's like,
Yeah.
it's just a button.
Yeah.
Just a button. But I know when you haven't done it, it feels like, oh my God, where am I going to go? What am I going to do?
I
Right?
know there's so many things that I don't fully understand about how to work Instagram in general. So it's like,
Do you know? I don't either, but I just like, I'm just gonna try it. You know?
yeah.
my first, my first life. I think I couldn't get the person on, so like it was the third try that I was able to get them in and going. Well, thank you, Sara, for being here. Welcome to Soul's Journey,
Thank
our
you.
Instagram live series. I was telling the audience a little bit about you and how we met.
Oh, I
We
missed
met
that.
through our meditation class with Alva folks.
Yeah.
About I was what 2016, maybe
It was a
2017.
while ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was before she moved.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because because it was like it was 2019. It was the end of that year. She's just, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a couple of years. I did 2 full years with her, and I know you were pretty prominent there as
hmm
well, taking the
Yeah, I
classes.
was pretty
Um,
consistent there. And I did her hands-on healing twice actually, because I
yeah,
liked it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I did it as well. I did as well early on. This is
Yeah.
like the beginning of my journey as
Oh,
well
that's so,
as a
so
healer, right?
cool.
Yeah. So I just want to tell my audience a little bit about you. And let me just correct me if I'm saying your last name wrong. It's Sara
Yeah.
D'Andrea. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. So Sara is a yoga and meditation teacher who is also a Reiki practitioner. Sara is also trained in Hatha yoga through Yoga Flow and has just completed children's teacher training and restorative yoga training as well. Um, and I know there's a lot of things that are coming up that you are also learning. And I have here where you're working and what you're doing, but I want my audience to hear from you
Okay.
as to where they can kind of um, get in contact with you and how to just see you in person, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Um, so let's just start with the questions and let's see where it goes, right?
Okay.
So the first question is, what would you like to share about your life journey so far that has led you to become a healer? Or I know you're a Reiki practitioner, but you're also doing yoga, which is wonderful. I don't have a lot of people that have done that kind of combo.
Yeah, I haven't I yeah, I mean when did I did my Reiki training. I think it's been 8 years ago now.
Wow.
With Christine, yeah, in Pickering there. And yeah, that, but before that, my first experience with Reiki was in London, actually, with a group of girlfriends, and one of them was really sick. And another one of the girls, her mom was training to be a Reiki practitioner. And so we went to the space where she was. And then we all, even though we weren't attuned, we all worked on on our friend. And I remember being at her head, and my eyes were closed, and she was very, very sick at the time. She was actually passed on
Mhm.
now. But I remember seeing her vividly in my mind, in this flowing white dress and walking on the beach. And, I remember feeling like, I kind of knew whatever was going on. But anyways, after that one experience, I hadn't really thought about it again. But then I hurt my back, and I was online looking for ways to help deal with the pain of my back, because at that point they wanted to do the needles in the spine, like the cortisone or
Yeah.
whatever, and that freaked me right out. And Reiki came up, and then I remembered that experience that I had, and all of us together, and how healing it was for all of us emotionally. So I found Christine, and that's when I started my Reiki training, and then this all kind of opened up after
Yeah.
that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
But isn't that how Reiki does? Like it comes in and it just changes your life in a way
Hmm.
that you're just led towards it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I mean, I had done yoga lots before. Um, my friend and we used to take our kids to the gym, and we would do yoga, and like that was our workout, our exercise there. And I remember doing restorative stuff there where we just got to lay down, and we were like, this is amazing. And it's been with me even before kids. So it just kind of all came together after, well, trying to fix my back, basically. So between, all of those things, it helped. But
Yeah. I find too that people that end up doing Reiki or learning Reiki or become practitioners is they come to it through needing to heal something within themselves. That's
mhm.
how I kind of stumbled across it as well,
Yeah, and
right?
it just opened up so much. That's how I ended up in Alva's classes, was because, Reiki opened up these like things that I was seeing and hearing, and, you know, different insights I was getting, and I didn't know how to deal with any of it. And then, Alva's classes, and then Kathy um, being there as well, like that, it's just, it helped sort of figure all of that out.
Right. It almost made it feel normal, right? Like you
Yeah.
weren't really going out of your mind or
Yeah.
hallucinating. Like it was just like you were seeing things that
Hmm.
not everybody could see. And yeah, I learned so much from Alpha's classes for sure.
Yeah.
Mm, as well. But I want to hear a little bit about your journey on how you became a yoga teacher because for a while, I know you were doing hairdressing at your home in your home,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I know that you were training or you're thinking about either becoming a teacher or I don't know if you were already doing yoga. So I want to hear a little bit about that aspect.
Yeah. So I had just been doing my yoga for myself. Um, but I had been trying to get out of hairdressing for a long time. I did it for 20 years in the end. Like I just officially retired, I guess you could say, from that last year. Um, but I had been looking for a way out, and then the pandemic just kind of sealed the deal. And there was always this, okay, I'm going to do my yoga teacher training when this happens. For a few
Mm,
years I did that. And, then the pandemic happened, and I decided to just do it. I was tired of opening and closing the salon over and over again. It
oh,
was like, you're
yeah.
shut down, you're open, you're shut down, you're open. And it was brutal. And I just was done, and my back doesn't love it. Like it's not good for my body physically. Um, Emotionally, it was great. I still loved it. Was the people part of it,
Yes.
and talking to people and giving them Reiki, when they had their conditioner in their hair, and,
Oh my
getting,
God, that was the best
talking,
experience.
right? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the counseling part, and the helping, you know, all of the emotional things part that that I like really loved. Yeah, there was the creative, with the colors and stuff, and I always did enjoy that, but I was sort of really over that and just wanted the other without standing on my feet all day.
Yeah. Oh, I always loved it going over. You cut my hair a couple of times and just you're right. That experience of you just washing my hair and
Do you remember giving
okay.
this to me?
I do
I know. I
remember
was like,
doing
I still
that.
have this. I want
Oh,
her to know that I still have this.
that makes me so happy.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for honoring that
I
for me.
love
Thank you.
it. I love it. Yeah,
Wonderful.
no, I still have that.
Naila
Yeah.
was asking, where did you do your yoga teacher training? Was it
Oh,
all
yeah.
over?
No, I did. So I did it online, like for my 200-hour yoga teacher training. There's a company called Your Yoga Flow, and they are out of BC,
Mm-hmm.
um, but global because they're online now. Like
Yeah.
you can take their courses, and they're recognized by the Yoga Alliance or whatever it's called, the governing body of yoga.
Yeah.
If you can even like make one, but it's recognized through them. So yeah, so I did that training online, and then I signed up with them as well for the children's yoga, which was an amazing course.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think kids really need it, and especially teens. Like, so for my practicum video, I'm using my daughter and her friends
yeah.
in the video. And, I've done a little retreat for them before. And, we talked a lot about the heart chakra and, like opening things up and self-love. It was a self-love, workshop, and they loved it. So I was like, oh, we kind of need to do this again. And, having the training as well, like they give there's lots of different ideas, and it's a 300-hour program.
Wow. So it's
Yeah.
quite an investment
Yeah, and then
in time.
there's
Yeah.
the children's is 100 hours.
Okay.
Then I'm also doing the 300-hour advanced training that they have, and within that, it it there's the restorative yin and a bunch of other courses as well as the advanced one.
Right.
So yeah,
So now are you certified to teach those classes?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So not yin yet, not yin
Okay.
yet. But the children's and the restorative, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do
Sorry,
meditation classes and
let
that
me
too. So
let me just clarify. When I say teach, I mean like teach a group of people how to do children's
yes.
yoga.
Oh no,
Like as a
no, no.
teacher.
Oh,
Okay,
like
that's what I
training
was.
people as
That
a
was I
trainer?
wanted to
Oh no,
clarify. Now
no,
you're
no.
teaching a class, right? You can have the
No,
kids in
have
and
the
teach a
kids in.
class.
Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah.
yeah.
I was confused that it was a
Okay.
new.
I
I
was
just
like,
wanted to
oh no.
clarify that for me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can't. I don't. No, teaching teachers. No, not definitely not there yet. Still
Yeah.
learning a lot myself. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this question because I think it's relevant, and then we're gonna move to the next question that I have for you. But sorry, I just missed it. Oops. Um, it says what is your recommendation for introducing yoga to toddlers in that kind of age
Oh my
group?
gosh, toddlers are so cute. Well, so I don't know if you know this, I work in a daycare as well, and I'm studying to finish my ECE program.
Wow.
So I actually have done this with older toddlers. Um, the little ones though, like yoga is a combination of everything, right? It's your breathing, it's your mind body connection, and so the thing I start with little ones is breathing,
Yeah.
because that they can understand it. It could, like, let's blow bubbles, at a toddler age, right? Like
Oh,
helping
yeah.
them know how
Perfect.
to like slowly breathe in and then a little like, and then they're concentrating on their breath. Like that's like the easiest way I would say to introduce them. And then like showing them stretches. Little ones like to copy what you do.
Yeah.
So you can like show them the different poses and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fun. I had preschoolers, and we did a talking stick for a bit, and then I had them show me all of their favorite yoga poses, and like
Oh,
they were super cute.
amazing.
Yeah, and we did a
Yeah.
song, like a mindfulness song that they had to like think about it was it's called the Goldfish song. It's so cute. But yeah, they It was fun. We had a lot of
Yeah,
fun. It's
that sounds
a
interesting.
bit of a gong show with toddlers
It
because
is,
they
but it
don't,
is like
yeah.
so. We're not so much talking about structure, but more of the
No.
experience of having fun
Yes.
and
Yeah.
just teaching them even to breathe differently is a success,
Well, and
right?
even if you only get like two of them to do it, right?
Right.
Because like I with the preschoolers eight, there were 16 of them, and I
Yeah.
think like five of them sat with me with the talking stick, and the
Right.
rest were, building with yoga blocks and rolling
Yeah.
up the mats into forts, and that's fine. Like,
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's
yeah,
important to go with the flow and teach them that
yeah.
um it could be fun. Like even
Mm-hmm.
if you're just playing with equipment, it's fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my next question for you is, have you discovered your life purpose? And if you have, how did that occur? Right?
Well, yeah, I don't know. This one I read over this one.
Yeah.
Like, right?
And I think when I say life purpose, I don't want it to seem so final, but like, do you
Yeah,
find that you are following um, your bliss and your call or in your calling in whatever you do, right?
I do. I do. I feel like I am finally doing what I need to be doing for sure. Um, I get to work at St. Anne's there doing yoga and meditation. It's such a beautiful space. Um, and it's nice to be able to see different people every day, and we guide them through meditations and do different yoga classes with them, and it's such a nurturing environment, and I like for the guests, and that's what I love, right? um so yeah, it feels right. And then working with the kids at the daycare is they're just I love kids. So it's kind of I'm getting a good mix of both. And
Okay.
then as far as Reiki, I just kind of go to people, to their homes to do it if they want, but I don't have a lot of um, clients doing that per se.
Mhm.
Um, but when I do, it's that nurturing again, right? It's that
Yeah.
helping people, find what it is that they need to do their healing journey is, I feel like, what I'm doing now with teaching and doing all this stuff. Like yeah, it does. It feels right. I think I
Yeah.
have.
No, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. It feels like you really have um, quite different avenues where you can still like your purpose is to just be of service and help people
Mhm.
kind of find their way, right?
Yeah, and
And you do it in
teaching,
so many
right?
different ways. Yeah.
Yeah, and teaching, it does feel really natural. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's interesting actually. One of my colleagues, she also does um like your astrological charts.
Yeah, astrology. Yeah.
Yeah, and she did mine, and it was wild how accurate it was. But the biggest thing in that one was that like because they say it tells you like what in this lifetime you're supposed to be doing or what. And this was actually just a couple weeks ago, like after you asked me to do this,
Yeah.
and then she did that, and I was like, oh, that's funny because that's the question. Right?
Oh,
um
that's
but it was
awesome.
all about teaching. The
Yeah.
whole thing was just like, you're here to teach, and I'm like, okay, well, cool, that's what I'm doing. So
Wonderful.
yeah,
Wonderful. That's
yeah.
amazing. So the next question is, what are some of the challenges you faced during your healing journey, right? I mean, we're all still
Oh,
in our healing journey. We're
we
not kind of
are,
done yet.
yes. Yeah,
But
it's
what
definitely
are,
still being traveled.
yeah, like you mentioned your back issue, which I'm assuming is resolved now, right? Like through the yoga and
It
Reiki,
is,
does that?
yeah. If I do too much lifting, I still get, twinges here and there, or if I'm sitting for too long or standing for too long and um take too many days off of doing yoga. Then,
Yeah,
it makes a difference. But no, that is pretty settled. But yeah, so that was like a physical thing. There's also a lot of emotional um you know things that happen. lots of family things that came up, especially over COVID.
Yeah.
So I've gotten a lot of help with those challenges. But I don't know. It's it's good, right? Like it was necessary to do all of that. And I did just recently have another hiccup. So there was like family emotional stuff, and then physical again. I had a wisdom tooth removed in August that the surgery went wrong.
Oh
And I
no.
ended up with an infection in the bone. And this was right after like I had started at St. Anne's. I was
Yeah.
doing everything, like going back to school, like everything was kind of seemed to be doing what I needed to be doing. And then that kind of
Yeah.
felt like it threw a wrench in. It was um, a long time. I was off work for 3 months over, the last, like in the last six, but it, I don't know. I still feel like it was necessary, but I don't have the answer as to why, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe a lesson in slowing down is, what my one friend tells me.
That usually is. Yeah.
Like, you
Usually
don't
something
need to
like
be
that
doing all
happens.
of the things all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but no, like it's good now. Like
Wonderful.
those, and yeah, still dealing with the other family emotional stuff, but it's always you just keep going. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's a never ending healing journey, right? Like
Yeah.
just when you kind of overcome something, something else pops up and goes, hey, you
Yeah.
have to look at this, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, sometimes it's not always our own healing that we need to do, but it's generational and things that we need to kind of
Yeah.
heal within the family. And because we know how to do the healing work, it kind of falls on our lap. And we're like, okay, I
It
guess
does.
I'm doing this.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
all those things you tell other people to do, now you need to do them as well and
Right.
listen.
Which which is perfect for the next question, because the next question is, what is the one lesson that you have learned and that you share with people all the time, right?
Yeah, this one for me is, and it comes up in actually, my ECE stuff as well, but it's that there's always a reason for people's behavior.
Hmm.
And it it doesn't always happen, it doesn't have to do with you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's probably the one that I use the most, because it's like, well, like, like she spoke to me like this and she whatever, and it's like, well, okay, but that has nothing to do with you, that she probably had this and this going on before she spoke to you that way, or whatever. That's the biggest one that I find, I get into is, and you can't control how people will receive you. Like you're not going to be
Right.
for everyone, and that's okay. And their issues are their issues, just like you have your own.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an
Yeah.
excuse
Yeah.
for crappy behavior, because,
Right.
you still have to
Yeah.
have your boundaries. But it is a reason. So it opens up a lot of curiosity for me. Like I need to know why that's happening, or like what, maybe what caused it. Yeah.
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 So almost like, don't take anything personally because it's most likely not about you.
Yeah.
And the triggers that happened usually come from a place of either insecurity or lack of love, or just feeling
There's
fear,
so
right?
much. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I
Yeah.
agree. That's a really good lesson. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's a good to realize that you don't take anything personal because it most likely has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I think I might have learned that one in our classes though.
Oh,
It's like we,
yeah,
it's been it didn't come from me, that's for sure. I remember just
yeah,
like hearing that and being like, or what was it? What was it? Someone said something about other people's opinions of you being none of your business or something. There's like a
yeah,
quote like that. And yeah, like I remember hearing that, and then, yeah.
yeah. But just 100% true, right? Because we are so much in our heads and in our lives that we think that everything that people say is about us, but really they're living their own life with their own narrative as well, right? So
Yeah.
it's hard when you're somebody who's so deep feeling not to take it personally. So it is a
Yeah.
very good lesson to kind of take a step back and go, well, was this really about me, or is this person kind of going through something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then
And that's why
even with, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was going to say that's exactly where our kind of compassion comes in,
Hmm.
right? But still, I totally agree with you. You still have to have those boundaries, because there's one thing about having compassion, and then another one allowing that person to just walk all over you, right? Like that's a no-no,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's even like in our, like with our classes, right? Like someone might like something about my class and not about someone else's, or vice versa, and that's okay. Like they might not like the way that I taught that, or the way that I said that. Like we're not for everyone, and
Right.
that's okay.
And that's one of the purposes I wanted to have this kind of series,
Yeah.
because there are so many amazing healers out there. And I found, even through my own journey, that um, I would go to healers and then kind of exhaust their kind of resources or their knowledge. And then I would have to look for something else, because I've learned what I needed to learn from them, right?
Hmm.
And kind of hop to the next
Yeah.
one. And I just think there's a healer for everybody. And there's a healer for everybody at whatever state you're at as
Yeah.
well, right? So that's why I want to kind of highlight everybody. Kind of, I know that they're awesome and that can help, right?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of Reiki healers and mediums and psychics. I mean, I know that you have those skills, but
Yeah.
I know that you are certified in yoga
Yeah.
and also do Reiki, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you also bring quite a unique taste or flavor to your classes, right? To your
Yeah.
meditation and your yoga classes, because you have that background. And I think you're somebody who's really tuned in to yourself. So I would think that if you walk into a class, you're like, today I'm going to teach this because I'm feeling everybody's going to need some heart healing or some root chakra, some grounding, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you kind of assess things as people come in and get a sense of what they need, especially in the restorative classes, because those ones,
mm,
um, I'm not sure if you're familiar with restorative, but it's
I have
yeah, so you're more
taken one, and
supported.
oh, did I love it? Because it was
Yeah,
slow, but it was slow, but it went really deep. Like,
it does.
yeah, I
Yeah,
really, really liked
yeah,
it. Yeah.
because it's a practice of listening to yourself, and
Yeah.
that's not always easy for people, right?
Mm,
So
right.
it's I get a lot of help, I guess, during those classes to help kind of guide people along where they might need to go in their mind, or like if I feel like their minds are too busy, then I have them concentrate more on their breath, or like there's different things with sensing all of that, right?
Right. No, that's wonderful. And yeah, we store so much emotion and trauma in our body and our muscles too. That if that's exactly what yoga is, to help release and align your
Hmm.
chakra and your energy centers, right? So,
Exactly. Yeah.
which correlates to my next question
Oh, what
is,
is that?
I would like to know your meaning of what healing is to what does healing mean to you when you hear
For
the word healing?
Yeah, it's uh like getting uncomfortable,
Mm,
I mean, I mean, there's physical healing, but I'm thinking more like emotional, like deep healing
yes,
is, getting uncomfortable and digging down deep to find out the why behind your reactions,
right.
and, you know, find ways to overcome whatever you don't want to be. Getting uncomfortable. That's what it is.
So once
That's what it,
again, like tapping
yeah.
into that curiosity you were
Yeah.
talking about, the knowing the digging in
Hmm.
why, and then being okay with whatever why you get too, right?
Well, the why gives you power,
Mm, right.
right? Yeah.
Because then you can action, right? If you cannot action, but then you can choose to action or choose to stay the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then at
yeah.
least you can make a choice, and yeah. I like do and am I comfortable in like the way that I'm feeling, you know? I don't know.
Right. And you're right, like, and not every feeling, it might be uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad feeling, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
so, and learning what that feeling, that uncomfortableness means to you, right? Because sometimes we need to feel uncomfortable to make that shift, to make that move. And
Yeah.
um, so even in my life, sometimes like, why did I wait till the last minute? Why am I this uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Why could I just act before, you know?
Yeah.
But it happens. If we don't get pushed, sometimes it won't change.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
like that meaning. I like
Yeah.
that description of it. Um, so my next question is, what do you love most about your gifts and your healing talent?
For me, it's the nurturing part. Yeah. Um, I've, I've, I guess always, well, any job that I've ever done has always been in service of others from the time I was a candy striper at 11 or 12 or however old you are, right? Like I love that. I love making people feel good or like helping them find things that will make them feel good.
Yeah,
Um, it's yeah, the nurturing.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so needed now too,
it
right? We're
is.
just always so go, go, go that we don't always find that time to just really go within ourselves or even just allow ourselves to be held
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
be told that, we are safe, you're loved, and you're protected. It's okay to feel what you feel,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
wonderful. And the next question is, how do your gifts and talents make you unique? So what do you find about your specific combination of skills and talents um, make you unique, right? Like, have you found your niche, right? Like,
Yeah. I know this was one I kind of left blank with no notes because I didn't know what to say.
okay,
Um,
so let me just elaborate on that so then you understand where I'm coming from.
yeah.
So I have experienced uh, healing from a narcissistic relationship. So I help a lot of women heal and repair and support them through kind of either the healing or or growing from that, right? Learning from that. I'm also help people with their awakening journey because
Hmm.
I've also gone through it, right? Where it's like,
Right.
okay, I'm seeing shadows at the side of the corner of my eye. I'm channeling light language. What is this? Like, how do I do it? How do I work it?
Hmm.
How do I integrate it to the here and now, right?
Hmm.
So I help. So those are kind of my niche, kind of like that's things are unique to me because I've experienced it. So I've become a subject expert. So then I can kind of help other people with those things, right? Besides other things, but those are kind of the two things that
Yeah.
the clients that I have are attracted to that, right?
Yeah. That's amazing. Um, I what makes me unique? I don't know. I'm kind of practical, I guess, in the way that I do things. Like when with teaching yoga, like I try to make no, I've changed my mind. It's the nurturing the part,
Yeah.
the nurturing part. I think that makes it more unique because in all of my classes, I do try to make sure that people are comfortable and that they are giving their bodies what they need in that moment, especially in a yoga class. Like there's blocks and straps and different props for a reason, and I always encourage people to use them. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be one thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, nurturing, but you also said I'm not forget-
I said practical, but
practice.
then I was like, oh, because
So
the
yeah,
practical part was them using the props and making sure you're taking care of
yeah.
you, but then that's the nurturing part too. Yeah.
And I think to add to that nurturing, I'm sure that when you do touch somebody and you
Yes.
have those healing hands, right, with Reiki, so I'm assuming that
Yeah.
also feels amazing as well.
That and I guess all the intuitive stuff.
Yeah.
you know.
You know what? You don't think about it because you do it so
Yeah.
naturally, right? Like it comes to you so
Yeah.
it's like breathing,
Yeah.
right? But not everybody has those talents. Not everybody can kind of adjust their class or their teaching or how they view or they express things in the way as people need it, right?
That makes sense.
So there you go. Having this interview, you just
Yeah,
discovered
I know.
you're
No, I know what it is. Yeah, that's good.
So see, you don't have to have all the answers. We can
I
discover
know.
it together.
Thank you. Yeah, that was perfect. I know. I was like, I don't know what to say for this one. I feel like everybody's unique, so I don't know what specific thing it would be, but
Yeah.
thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. So the next one is, what projects are you working on right now? What can we be get excited about that we could be seeing coming from you soon?
Um, Seeing, I'm not sure because I'm terrible with Instagram and social media. But I am working on, I haven't started the Yin program yet, but I am working on that and finishing up my other courses. Um, I would like to put together some more teen workshops. I think that it's needed, and they have a lot of fun, and it's still silly, and they're still children,
Yes, they are. They
you
need to
know,
play, don't they?
and they
Yeah.
do, yeah. And that's one thing that doing like using my daughter and her friends for the practicum and stuff like it really brought that out because they are so silly
Yeah.
still, and it's awesome, and I want them to keep that, as they
Yeah, I
grow.
could
And
even see my 17-year-old son with his girlfriend, like, because I know she will encourage him. Like, he probably wouldn't do it himself, but if she did it,
yeah,
then he might come and do it, right? Like,
yeah, yeah,
so, and you're right, it's a different way because he does lift weights and all of that guy stuff, but
yeah.
and work out. But it would be nice to give him some mobility, right? Some
Hmm.
stretch and some flex and some breathing techniques,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and
So
it's the
yeah.
mindfulness stuff too, right? That's
Mm,
helpful. And I
right.
do the one workshop I did with them, I had them do little journals and um, so we did that and some I am statements, and we couldn't burn them, but we flushed all the negative statements that came up, and it was cute. They had fun.
Good. Yeah, keep at it. I'm
Yeah.
encouraging you to set your intention and put it out there because you're right. I think it is needed.
Hmm.
And and I think with that you're setting them up with tools, right? So next time they get overwhelmed or next time they feel like the world's against them or they need to make a decision and they're not ready to make that decision, they have some kind of exercises that they can fall back on and go, okay,
Hmm.
I just breathe. I can find a way, right?
Yeah.
I can just get centered enough to go. Or even just ask for help, right? Sometimes it's as easy as that,
That
right?
is a big
They
one.
think that
Oh,
they're teenagers and they know everything, but
yeah.
they really don't.
Yeah.
And but it's hard to ask sometimes for help. That's one of the hardest things to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And what I want you to tell my subscribers, what services do you provide and why, right?
So my main place that I work out of is St. Anne's. It's spa guests that come. So there's no, you can't request a teacher or anything like that there.
Mm-hmm.
But locally, I can do private and semi-private yoga, meditation classes, little workshops. Um, if you wanted a night, like a
When you say
yoga
when you say
meditation.
locally, what do you mean locally? Because
So
I know where you live,
yeah, so
but
I'm in
I don't think.
Bowmanville. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, oh, I don't know. I guess so. Yeah, Instagram's everywhere.
yeah,
No, I'm in Bowmanville,
yeah.
but I'll travel a
So
little bit.
locally, do you mean Durham
Durham.
or
Yeah.
yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I would
Like because
say
I
I
was
would
gonna say
say
the
Durham.
Bowmanville or
We'll go with
Durham.
that.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay,
Durham.
awesome.
Yeah, I would like yeah, I do Reiki treatments in people's homes as well. And meditation, same thing. It's all like private or semi-private for now.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So the last and final question is, where can people find you? So we talked about St. Anne's Spa, so they can
Hmm.
go and find you there teaching classes. But if they wanted to reach out for a private class or semi-private class or a Reiki, how could they get a hold of you?
So they could message me on Instagram or Facebook. The best way is to send me a text message, though.
Yeah.
But I do check messages on Instagram and Facebook every day or every other day,
Yeah.
just to make
And you're
sure.
on Instagram, you're under Serenity with Sarah?
Yeah, under both, it's Serenity with Sarah. Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah. I
Yay.
I
And
think
that's it. That was
yeah, that was
the whole
good.
interview.
Thank you.
Sorry, I interrupted you. What
No,
were you
no,
going to
I
say?
was just gonna say that but I don't think it is. I was gonna say I think my phone number's on my Instagram thing, but it's not. I took it off my automatic response because I was getting too many people that I didn't know. Like from
Yeah,
that were very, it was like a scam or whatever.
yeah. There's some catfishing going on out there.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So I was like, I
Um,
should probably not have my phone number as my signature. So,
right.
yeah.
Any final words that you want to share,
Oh, I don't
that
know.
you kind of want to share about your journey, or just even just some yoga wisdom, um,
Oh gosh.
phrases, or I'm just throwing it out
Yeah, I
there,
know. I'm
not
like,
putting you
I
on the
don't know
spot.
that I feel like I've talked so much already. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. No, this has been great though. Thank you. This
Yes,
is
it's so nice to see
I
you
was
again.
yeah. Yeah. We need to get together in person too.
Definitely. Yeah. I gotta go join a yoga class. I was thinking, I was like, maybe I can have a semi-private yoga
Oh,
class.
there you go. Yeah,
Have
for
Sarah come
sure.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll come and do one for sure. Yeah. But no, it's nice. It's nice to see too what other people are doing and what's available out there, right? So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
My pleasure. I followed you, and I've applauded every success you've had, because
Oh,
I know
thank you.
your heart is so beautiful, and your success is my success. So I love to
Oh,
see other
thank
healers
you.
and other people I know succeed, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. My wish is that you get some semi-private classes, or people reach out to you
Oh,
for
sure.
some Reiki.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
I would say good night to everybody.
Good
We're gonna
night.
close this out and send you all lots of love. And I will see you all soon. And please don't be shy to reach out to me or Sarah for any details. I will be posting this live, so it'll be on my Instagram, and
Oh,
I will
cool.
tag you. And I think that if I tag you, then you can post it, I think.
Oh, cool.
So
All right. Yeah,
yeah. So just
that
if you
sounds
can't,
good.
then we'll figure it out a way. And I think because I did tag you on the post, but sometimes I'm not sure how that works, right?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm the
So
worst
people
with this.
like
I was like,
I know it's a
as you
certain
were saying
amount, and
goodbye, I'm
then
like, okay, so where do I hang up? I'm like,
no,
where do I
I
hang up?
think I'm the one who hangs up, and then
I'm that person
I'm
right now.
assuming I've just always ended it myself, so
Okay,
I'm assuming
perfect.
that will work. Just make sure, yeah, just make sure that it's off, and you can,
Uh,
no, it won't be on. Like once
I
I
know.
turn it off,
I'll still
it's
be
off.
live on Instagram and not know it.
Yeah, go to the bathroom, and have your bathroom and go, oh crap, I'm still
Oh,
live. No, that won't happen. Don't worry about it. All
oh, that's
right, Sarah,
awesome.
it's
All
been a
right.
pleasure. Sending you lots of love,
Good
lots of
night. Thank you. You
lots of
too.
success, and hopefully we'll see each other soon.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye, hon. Have a good weekend.
You too.